Hello again. Du sagst einfach hello again. Du sagst einfach hello. Yeah, whatever. Hello again, my name is Creatox, and welcome to video number 2 of my modding, respectively mapping Mount&Blade Warband series. And the last time I showed you how to set up a moddable and mappable environment for Mount&Blade Warband. And this time I promise you how to use internet resources to make your own map. And for that, the first thing that you want to Google for is a topographical map of the world. And you could also use a topographical map of Europe, but there are some drawbacks why I would not do this, okay? I'm just going to show you here. First, you are missing some of the parts that I wanted to have in my game in order to make a map, especially the region around Jerusalem. And this is a vital region because of the Crusades and stuff like that, and you would miss them if you use any of the Europe maps. And there was one that I was trying, but yeah, it doesn't do exactly what I want, because then I was forced to build a border around it, and just to make it accessible in the game and stuff like that. Here, I believe it was this one, I'm not sure exactly. And I was forced to make a border, just like I said, and long story short, just grab a world map, just do a image search for it, and this actually is the one that's recommended in the official forums, but it has some drawbacks, okay? First, it has non-single-colored ocean, and it has non-white mountains, and those are essential, okay? Colorization is essential. This is why I recommend this one, which you will find over on Reddit. And it has a much higher resolution, so it's even better than the one that's recommended. And as far as I can tell, there's no copyright issues with this image. And yeah, just right-click and then save under the desktop. And if the image doesn't show up in the desktop, just a little tip from my side. If you're using Windows, just pressing F5 will update, and then you can see the image. And just name it World Map Topo. And it also has the advantage that it is a JPEG, okay? Yeah, it takes a little bit to load, obviously, because it's so big. It's so big. It's so big, yeah, it doesn't matter. We don't need to view that. And now, what you want to do now is open it in GIMP, in GNU Image Manipulation Program. And I hope you already installed GIMP. If not, you're supposed to pause the video at this point and install GIMP. And there we have the map. And now we just need to cut out with the rectangle select tool. We're going to cut out the region of the map that we actually want to use for our mod. And yeah, the first thing you want to make sure here is that the borders are extended enough, okay? So I'm going to show you which region I actually want to use. I want to make sure that I'm having Iceland, and I want to make sure that I have Egypt on my map, like that, okay? And I want to be the Ural. Yes, the Ural should be my natural border. And basically, this would be the map I am using. Or let's say we're going to go to the Black Sea here, like that. So I'd say this would be the map that I want to use, but you want to make sure that you go beyond this size, so that you're not forced later in game to create a border around your map. And now there's some informational part I want to show you. We're just going to go into the native... no. What was it? Yeah, we're going to go in the native folder of Mount&Blade. And there you have, wait, where is it? There you have the module ini file, and open it. And there you have the default resolution of the map, which is 105 to 105. Or let's say that's not the resolution, that's basically the size. And we can check for the same in Warband, because there it should be a little bit bigger. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger, as you can see. And I'm going to open the map editor at this point to show you what's meant by that. Basically, the numbers you've seen go to this part. Okay, so that's not the whole resolution of the whole map. The whole map expands, as you can see. It's going even further. And you want to have this buffer, okay? Because this is where your camera is limited. You will be limited with the camera to the yellow border. You can't go beyond this point in-game with the camera. And this is where the fog is going to start, so that you don't see the land behind it, okay? And yeah, that's the reason why we want to have a why we want to have a huge border region around our map. And basically, let's say that yellow rectangle here is the size of my border, so I probably want to go a little bit further up on this. And another point of information here. I'm going to go into the map editor and open the settings CFG again. And you want to make sure that you have this is the resolution that I am going to use later again, later in my map edit. And I'm going to go into depth why, and you want to if you want to do it like me, you want to have a resolution that's similar to this, so you should be tripled by 3, I guess, then it would be 3600 by 2880. And try to get this 2880, I said, and 3600. Basically like this. 600 like that. Yeah. If it's not exactly the number that you need, you can still fix it later. Just make sure that you have everything on your map that you want. And then you're just going to Control X, cut it out. Control A, everything. Delete it. Control V to paste in your Europe map again. Then make sure to anchor the layer. And then auto crop the image. Okay? And that's going to be our Europe source. But fix the scale now. Here you can fix the scale by 3600 to, what was I saying? 2880. Yeah. Wait, you gotta make this loose here, like that. And you can also try to up the resolution here. And as you can see, there's not much of a change. That's okay for us. And now you want to export this as Europe topo, or whatever you name it, in JPEG format. And let me figure, yeah, there it is. And that's basically the Europe source we're going to work with. So the Europe map is no longer needed. I'm going to put it in my source folder. And now we're going to reopen this Europe map. And now we can edit it the way we want in order to be capable to import it into the map editor. And that's absolutely awesome. It's much better than the first version that I was trying. And yeah, what we want to do now is we actually need 2 versions of a map. We need a color map and we need a height map. And to be imported into the editor so that the color map is made to display the correct terrain, and the height map is made to display the correct height. And the first thing that I'm going to show you is how to make a color map. And by you're just going to select. You're going to use the select by color tool. Just hit everything, hit the ocean. Then zoom in a little, like 400%, and then make sure that you are crapping special blue colors like this one here. Okay. And see if there are more regions that you missed. You want to make sure that you crap all ocean parts of the map, that you're not missing out on any of them. And if you accidentally also crapped some river regions, that's not a problem at all. You can keep it like that, okay? That's a minor issue that you're going to easily fix later in the map editor. And if you're lucky, it doesn't do any harm when you're importing the map at all. And yeah, I think I crapped everything, I got everything. And now you're going to invert using either Control I or here, invert the selection. And then you're going to cut out the non-ocean parts and paste them back in. And two new layer, okay? So just for reference, you can now rename it to land, and this down here to ocean. And yeah, the ocean is always on top of the land. And yeah, I'm going to show you a trick here. Maybe, I'm not sure if it's going to work. We're going to figure. We're going to make where is it? Color to alpha, white color. Yeah, there you go. This way you have all the white replaced with transparency on your ocean layer. And if this doesn't work, then this is because your image doesn't have a alpha. So you need to manually put in an alpha if this doesn't work, what I just showed you. And now we're going to go into the map editor again, into the map editor folder, Tokens map editor. And then there you're going to find a map palette.png file and open it in GIMP. And there you will find a color palette, and this color palette is actually what the editor uses to recognize the various terrain types, so that it recognizes oceans, mountains, rivers, and plains and stuff like that, and snow and forests. And you now want to use the color picker tool to pick the ocean color so that it gets displayed here. And then you want to, well, wait, let's make sure that we're not messing with anything else. Then you want to choose the select by color tool again, press into the transparency, inverse your selection, and then you choose the bucket fill tool and just, or yeah, that's going to take too long. Just use the pencil tool here and raise this up all to, I'd say, whatever high number, and I'm using this brush here, and yeah, even higher. And then you're just going to color everything in this blue color, okay, like that. Make sure that you hit everything, that you do not have any blue spots of different color. You want to have this solid blue color across the whole ocean layer, and make sure that there's no other. And then you can use Ctrl-Shift-A to deselect. And okay, that's how you want the ocean to look. And now we're going to do the same with the land, but we're going to pick the plain color for this. Make sure you hit plains, not step forest, plains. We're going to need plains here. Go back to your land layer, and then you're just going to click again into the transparency, Ctrl-I, and the pencil tool, and then you're going to color the whole land in this single green color, like that, okay? Also make sure that you hit everything, that there's no color variation. It should be all this single green color. And once you're done, Ctrl-A. And now you can basically merge those two layers and export the map, but I want to give a little bit more instructions here concerning the other color palettes. You can actually use the mountain color, and the river color didn't work out too well, so I'd advise to manually make your rivers later in game, in the editor. But what worked really good was applying those mountains here. Though I had some problems later when I was importing the map into Blender and to optimize the verticals. So you can use the mountain palette, and you can use the snow palette probably, and the river palette if you're painting huge rivers. If you, for example, make small lines like this, the editor won't even recognize them, okay? It simply can't. It's too small for the editor. And as I said, you can use this, but you don't need to. I'd recommend keeping it with the ocean and the plain color. And then you can basically merge those two layers. Merge down. And then you're going to export it. Or wait, one last thing that you're going to do now is using a Gaussian blur with a radius of 1. Like that. It's just better for the editor if you have it not too detailed, okay? And now you hit Ctrl-Shift and E. And first make sure that you are exporting in BMP format and give it a proper name. I name it Europa Map. And make sure that you add a -c to the end of the name. So my file is now named Europa Map -c.bmp. And I export it to the desktop. This -c is important because it defines this map as the color map. C for color map, okay? Now export. And go to advanced options and make sure that you export as 24 bits. Don't use 32 or 60 bits because the editor can't read any other format. You need to export in 24 bits. And now copy this map. Put it into your editor data map data folder. And now we're going to go into the map editor and try to import this map. There you have it. There's a map of Europe, though with still the vanilla height map applied. As you can see, the Italian boot, and there's Sicily, and there's Greece, or whatever you name it, Ireland, and Britain. But as you can see there's still some issues. I just wanted to show you how it looks when you import the map, because parts of the map are already missing. And as you can see, Iceland is completely undetailed. That's simply because of the word count. And now that we are here, I'm going to talk about performance regarding the vertexes. Because, I'm going to cover this in another video, okay? So this is basically how the map looks like if you import it unrefined, okay? Now, exit the editor again. Just wanted to show you that it works. Now, you exported your map. And basically what we're going to do now is making a height map from your original source. Basically what you can do, either you reopen your original JPEG, or you just press Control and C and hold it, and then it should go back. No, it doesn't, so I have to reopen it, obviously. Reopen your Europe topo. And now again, what we're going to do now is pick by color again. Zoom in a little bit and find the special blue spots that were forgotten. Now, come on. Like that. Please. Thank you. And now color everything in black, okay? And the way you do this is by simply going to colorize here. Saturation all to the left, lightness all to the left, and hit OK. And now you have a black sea. That's the first step. And now you want to pick all the non-mountain parts, and there are different ways to do this. I'm going to show you my way. I'm basically taking the color picker again. And first I'm going to remove all the green parts of the map. And as well as all the blue parts. Because obviously they cannot be mountains. Or at least I think they can't be mountains because I never saw green mountains. I saw green hills, but green mountains, this is basically unrealistic. Okay, so just, as I said, there are probably other ways to achieve that, but I'm preferring the image, the color picker tool. And you could probably also use the fuzzy tool or however it's named, and just make sure that you're crapping all the green regions. And if you're lucky, you already covered everything except the desert regions. And again, colors, colorize, saturation and lightness to the left. And then the whole of those map parts should be, yeah, they're all black. And now we're going to do the same again for all the red parts. Or let's name it the desert parts. And just try to cover most of it. Just zoom out a little bit here because I want to make sure that I'm not moving those here. Probably also want to import those regions. Yeah, that's desert, that's not a mountain down here. Come on. A little bit quicker, please, okay? So, I think I covered everything now. Hopefully, or not. Obviously I didn't. There's still red spots. Just make sure and try catch everything. The more you're going to catch here, the less work you're later going to have in the map editor. And the more accurate your display of mountains will be. Yeah, this should be enough, I guess. Oh, there's still some spots. And let me figure if the mountains are still displayed. Yeah, obviously they are. We have the Alps, we have the Spanish mountains, and we have the Atlas parts. And yeah, we can't keep this mountain regions in Turkey over here and here. Crete, and yeah, maybe this isn't 100% correct, but you can't cover everything, so at this point we're going to accept this. And again, colorize. Saturation to the left, lightness to the left. And there you go. Now we should have only mountain regions. Though, you probably also want to remove the snowy regions. Okay. And yeah, even more, obviously. Yeah, Iceland. Greenland. Greenland, it's Greenland up here. Yeah, I know it's a little bit of pain in the ass to do this, but as I said, the more work you do here in GIMP, the less work you will later have in the editor. And believe me, in the editor, it's much more work. It's going to take you much longer time. So just do it here, and that should be enough this time. Yeah. And basically anything else that's left, we're going to keep it like that. And now, as you can see, there are only hopefully the Alps left. And this should be the Atlas. Yeah, Atlas is here. Oh, but I'm an idiot. I obviously removed the Alps. So, let's go back to where we... Wait. Until here, I'd say. Yeah, there are the Alps again. And we just have to do this the manual way. Just like... You know what? We gotta keep it like that. Just keep it like that. Now we're going to desaturate everything by lightness. Desaturate everything, and now what you want to do now is use the brightness contrast tool. Pull the brightness all to the left, the contrast all to the right. I'd say 120, and then pull the brightness back to the right, so that the white light comes out of the map, and so that you can, for reference, you can just Google for mountain regions on the world. Mountain regions world. A map. Let's pick a map here. Yeah, I think this one is okay. Where is it? Ah, come on. Another reference, please. And as you can see, Turkey has a lot, and then there's mountains here in Saudi Arabia, and then the Balkans and Greek, and Italy, and the Alps, and some in Spain. And this is basically in the regions that you want to cover. Iceland has some, Scotland, and the northern part of Norway. And basically, we covered that. We got Iceland, we got those two lands, which will be beyond the border anyway, so it doesn't matter now. We got some of Norway, we got the Alps, we got the Spanish mountains, we got the Atlas. This is actually not a mountain region, I guess. Oh, it is. It is, so we can keep it. And we have this mountain range in Arabia and here. Perfect, exactly what we want. And we do even have the Balkan ring. I'd name it the Balkan ring, it's this one here. And yeah. We basically have everything. Oh no, that's Turkey, and then there we have the Caucasus, and we probably want to raise the brightness a little bit more just to iron out the Caucasus a little bit more. And I'd say I'm satisfied with this. Or even less, maybe, I'm not sure. I think that's okay. Or let's go down all the way to 105. I think this is okay, so that you have the Caucasus, some hilly regions in Turkey, and yeah, all this stuff here. A little bit lower, okay? Because actually you don't want to have the hilly regions. Some in, this is Scotland here, what you see here, those points. And that should be enough. I'm using 120 to 90. Hit OK, and now you want to apply a Gaussian blur with a radius of 5. And that's basically it. That's your height map. You can now export this one. Again, Europa map, but without -c. .bmp. Let me check, was it named Europa map? Yes. Europa map BMP. It must have the same name as your color map, but without the -c at the end of the name. And now you can export it, and again, make sure that you export it as 24-bit. And there you have your height map. And we're going to enter the map editor again. And then I'm just going to show you how it looks if you import that height map now on top of the color map. And there you have it. There you have the Alps, Sicily, and the Atlas Mountains, and the Spain Mountains. And you even have the Scottish Hills here a little bit. And yeah, Norway doesn't get imported because it's beyond the border, but we're going to cover this in another video. And Greek is mountains, and there'd also be mountains here in Turkey if everything went right. But I'm going to cover this in another video, why this is so messed up right now. We're going to cover this in the next video. And one thing to mention here, as you can see, there are very high spikes. And the height map is, the floor level is 0, and the greatest height that you can have is 40. And what does it mean? Black means 0, and the complete white means 40. And basically, if you have all white spots on your map, like down here, or here, you will get those spikes. Okay? And the way to prevent this would be to use the colorizer tool again and lower the lightness a little bit so that you don't get all white spots on the map, okay? This should be enough, then you get a better result. And yeah, you could probably iron out the Scottish Hills a little bit more and stuff like that, but that's not the detail work is not part of that video here. I just wanted to give you instructions how to actually use internet resources so that you can make your own map. And basically that's it. This concludes this video. And the next time I'm going to show you how to fix the bugs that you've just seen. And how to improve the map and how to make a new map, and I'm going to show you something about performance and. But for now, that's about it. I hope you learned something and you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the next one. I'm out.